Over time, women have been dishonored, violated, and despoiled. They have been robbed of their dignity, worth, and value, their personality thoroughly rubbished and demeaned. I never envisaged that we will get to an era where the victimization of women will be taken lightly. I can't think of what the motivation of a human is to rape and violently assault another sexually. I can't assume to know what their perception is. But really, it's way more than sexual urge, that you will forcefully drive yourself into a person's body and still steal their life. Rape and murder was the fate of a young lady named Ua, who met this bitter fate in her church. Her pride was totally collected by force, and still her life was snatched away from her. Sex wasn't just enough. No one can think to be in the shoes of a raped woman or person. We can't understand the impact of the pain and the velocity of the traumatic experience. Rape as an experience impacts its victims in physical, psychological, and sociological ways. Vaginal and anal bleeding, infections and inflammation, urinary tract infection, chronic pelvic pains, pregnancy, and even HIV and AIDS are only but a few of the many things that a victim gets from the detestable event. Statistics and records have shown that thousands of victims of sex without consent fall prey in the hands of people that are supposed to protect and guide them. People who they trust, persons that are supposed to represent love and affection. It's even more scary as we can't even spot these villains. They are adorned in sheepskin. They live and dwell amongst us. They smile at us with their face while they jeer at us in the hidden abode of their heart. These persons, when consumed by the evil and possessive spirit of lust and indecent sexual craving, victimize these vulnerable people. When they are done, they leave their prey with medical disorders that to me are solvable. What I find fearful is the post-traumatic effects of an incident as painful and gruesome as rape. How can one deal with hypoactive sexual desire disorder, dyspareunia, vaginismus? These are unthinkable things that agonize the life of victims. Nightmares, severe anxiety, uncontrollable thoughts that sometimes become suicidal, emotional effects of anger, blame, self-pity, and denial, shock, numbness, fear, and vulnerability are all parts of the post-effects of the sad tale. These victimized individuals, who should have been more to their generation, begin to lose self-identity. Most times, they get into drugs and alcoholism just to get rid of the haunting thoughts. The more they try to fight the feeling, the more they get diminished by the pain. If the effect of rape is allowed to get in and sink deeper than it has already done, the outcome will be worse than any pandemic we have ever recorded. How will a person constantly battling with shock, self-blame, disorientation, sense of vulnerability thrive in any sector or environment? How will a person survive the stigma that always follows rape victims? If the woman gets pregnant, how will she see that child? What memory of that offspring stand to represent? In cases where the victim is infected with HIV and AIDS, how will they deal with it? Will victims of rape ever heal from the bruises and scars that are obvious on the skin of their mind? Rape is just beyond what we are seeing and what we can tell. Only victims can fathom. I feel that laws should be quickly made to protect people from rape. Rapists should be hunted down to their homes, snatched away from their rooms, out of the comfort of their beds. They should be made to serve and face severe punishment for their intentional blindness to the value of a woman and humans in general. But as angry and heavily disappointed as I am, I believe rape is a phenomenon that affects both genders. Both women and girls are most endangered and plagued. So I ask, where are the big women? We have females who are senators, House of Rep members, deputy governors, ministers, first ladies, wife to big and influential church owners and captains of industries, women who come out for political campaigns, stage business summits and crusades, females that have spoken so loud in the country that the foundation of the country shook and trembled. Today we can't find them. They are neither here nor there. These women have balls of steel that they have used to pass policies and supported bills that affected the common masses. Less effective, but the rape of babies, girls, ladies and women, the suffering of their type and less privilege is still mobbed at. I guess they don't care. As usual, they have left us to face our fate as they always do. They are passionate about topics and events that will keep them at the corridors of power and relevance, where they stand, sit and lay daily. They continually search for ways of holding on to public office and power that are meant to be for the protection of the common man. Well, I know that one of these days will pass and the woman will be properly represented and her rights will be given to her. The memories of these days may not be forgotten, but women will smile again and the bruises on the skin of their hearts will heal and joy that will come will make every scar disappear. We may not know or other rape victims. That includes the babies and even the raped men that have lost their lives. They are forever in our hearts, even though that's not where they ought to be. To you that this concerns, I hope my candid thoughts have been able to switch you on. I am Ibim Isaacs, the legendary man.